On Facebook, I'm back here again with my daddy. I did a previous video about a week and a half ago or something, telling y'all a little bit about his upbringing, his Geeche-Gullah culture in the deep South Carolina, Beaufort, South Carolina. So we're gonna go ahead and continue with another video. All right. Well, good morning, daddy.
Good morning, daughter.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Good. You looking better?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna talk a little bit about my dad growing up in South Carolina. One of the questions I've always asked, and if y'all hear something in the background, it's a bird that repeats almost everything. But one of the questions I wanted to ask my daddy: when you were born, where were you born at? Not necessarily the county or something, but the actual structure. Where were you born in?
I was born in Broomfield. In a boarded house.
In a boarded house. So, did y'all just didn't have access to hospitals, or just the way y'all decided to you know, for I guess to have children at?
We didn't have no money.
Okay. So y'all had to be born.
We had to improvise.
Okay. So did y'all have electricity then?
We had no electricity, no running water, no TV.
Okay. Being that this is we celebrate Black people being free this weekend. I wanted to kind of touch bases. Well, one thing I would like to say, growing up, my dad was in the military, retired from the military, so we as children didn't really see racism until we got older, but we didn't quite understand sometimes some of the strong feelings my daddy had to, you know, that he would exhibit like towards white people. Not that it was any hate, it was just some of the things that I guess he had to be exposed to growing up. So he always, you know, kind of, you know, he always had to be careful because that's how they grew up. Even though he was a very strong individual, still is. That's where I get some of my demeanor from. And didn't take a lot of crap from people, but while growing up, tell me, what was one of the jobs you had to do when you got out of school?
My first job, you come home, cut some wood, cause we had a fireplace, we had a wood stove, and a wood heater.
Okay.
In order to stay heated up, we had to cut wood, or go in the wood and get wood and cut it, and make sure we have enough to sustain us all night.
Okay.
And particularly on the weekend.
All right. Okay, so I also remember growing up, you used to tell us that y'all didn't go to the hospital and y'all didn't use a lot of Western medication. What type of things did y'all use to make sure you was healthy and if y'all got sick and whatnot?
Well, what we used to do is get some weed out of the field my grandma used to have, because they used it when they were growing up. And we boiled it in hot water, but it didn't taste as good, and we'd drink it in the morning time, and we'd drink it at nighttime prior to go to bed.
Okay, so y'all had like a lot of barks and roots and stuff that, I mean, I guess your grandma, which is my great grandmother, used to put together to try to make sure any kind of ailment that y'all had, it'd be taken care of.
That's correct.
Okay, so you, what year did you graduate high school?
I graduated in 1970, which for 50 years, June the 6th, 1970, and I graduated from St. Helens High School.
St. Helens?
St. Helens High School, which is known as the St. Helens Eagles.
Okay.
Proud Eagle. The
Proud Eagles, okay. So when you came out, was the school integrated in, or was it still all black?
I was the last group that graduated were all black.
Okay.
They are integrated in 1971, a year after I graduated.
Okay.
And we had to do that. We didn't have no student drivers. We didn't have no adult driver. We had student drivers. And we had one of the drivers that had a school bus. Go back and forth, wherever the student needed to go. That was one of my responsibility to take them where they have to go.
Okay, so how old were you when you started driving the school bus?
I was 16 years old and a half.
Okay, so 16 and a half. So as y'all know now, in order for you to drive a school bus or operate a school bus, you got to have a special license. Y'all didn't have it then. It was just a regular license.
This is a regular license. Like you drive a car.
Okay.
We had a CDL wasn't existed there.
Okay. All right, so let me ask you a little bit more questions on Grandma Maggie. Grandma Maggie, could she read or write?
No, my mama didn't read, not right.
So how did she support y'all?
Back then they called it a mother whip. Now they use the word improvise.
Ah, okay. So what kind of job did she have?
Our job is to take care of the white folks, iron clothes, put them up, and bath their children prior to go to bed.
So you trying to tell me my grandmother, your mother, her job was to take white children baths, well, bathe white children, I should say, and iron clothes as in order for her to support y'all?
Yes, that's correct.
So I guess I'm trying to say that because a lot of time with this generation the generation that I grew up, it was so important for everybody to go to school, to college, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, if you could just kind of imagine like your grandmother or grandfather, the only way they could support their family was, it wasn't that long ago. So some people kind of get it confused. Oh, it happened 100, 200 years ago. No, this was just a few decades ago, So with that being said, yeah, it's kind of crazy how the world is. I don't know. It's just. So how much did she make?
$3 a day.
$3 a day. So what was that, like $1.50 in the morning?
$1.50 in the morning, $1.50 in the afternoon.
$3 a day. How many days a week did she work?
5 days a week.
Yep.
And sometime on 6 days.
So y'all do the math with that. All right. Well, Diddy, I thank you for giving us a deeper look on some of the Black history facts that you kind of had to deal with and go through firsthand while growing up in the Deep South. How do you feel about kids today, like as far as them not taking school seriously or picking up a trade? I personally believe you need to have education along with the trade.
I support you on that.
Yeah.
I support you on that. The kids today need to either go back what we went through. Mm-hmm. And those computer stuff, that don't get you nowhere.
Okay. Now y'all, please don't take this as him saying that the computers is not good. What he's trying to say is sometimes you just gotta have that good old common sense and have a strong back to withstand some of the trouble and times that we're going through. Because a lot of times, I know for myself, I'm thankful that I went to school, went to college, got my degree and whatnot, and I'm able to find a job and keep money and food on the table. But I know a lot of people in my immediate family that got master's degrees and so forth, they're struggling to even have a job. So having a trade back then, having a trade is equally important because you could always take care of your family. What was one of the trades that you had growing up there?
Brick mason.
Brick mason. Before you went to the military, you had brick mason.
Brick mason.
All right. So, well, there you have it, y'all.
That's part of the school, part of the school, what do you call it?
The youth, like a work, a curriculum?
Yeah, one of the school curriculum.
Okay. All right, well, y'all, there you go. That's another look into my Diddy's life growing up. It'll be a little bit more funnier videos, but this time I kind of thought we'd take a little bit more serious look, so you could appreciate where we are today. You know what I mean? Because if it weren't for people like him and my grandmother and going forward, you got to ask yourself, really, where would we be? Especially if we didn't have God pushing us and being on our side. So, with that being said, Daddy, can you tell the watchers goodbye? Can you tell them bye?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Goodbye.
All right, so y'all, I'm going to put up another video in a little bit. Until then, all right, we out.